Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where you can see a fog of war Sudoku on screen, which I'm going to attempt to solve for you today. And it seems fitting to do this because yesterday we featured Toolcat's tribute to Marty Sears' Rat Run puzzles, which I think a lot of you enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed it. It was an absolutely brilliant puzzle. And this one is by Marty Sears. So it's called The Heat Between Us. It's only got 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so I've had 2 rock-hard puzzles in a row. The last 2 puzzles on the channel, at least for me, have taken me 90 minutes apiece, Mixo and Toolcat. So I'm hoping this might be lighter relief, although it does contain a brand new rule. These weird lines in the grid are called edge thermos. And we'll discover what these are together in a moment or two's time. Now, I have to apologise at the start of this video. I have slept strangely, I think, and the result of this is that I can barely move my head. So I've got like some sort of trapped nerve in my shoulder, which is 7 shades of agony, let me tell you. So if I suddenly seem to wince as I'm solving, that is why. Yeah, so anyway, I'm hopefully seeing an osteopath later who will... well, fingers crossed, will sort me out. But I'm going to try and record this video before that. And I'll read the rules in a moment or two's time. Now, what do I have to tell you about before that? There are a few things. Firstly, thank you very much if you joined us last night for our stream. We streamed Nurikabi World, and I think the consensus from everybody who watched and from, well, Mark and me who played is that it is a fabulous game. If you enjoy Nurikabi puzzles, and who doesn't, that's sort of a screenshot. It was really terrific. We actually did 93 puzzles in the 2 hour. That sounds quite good, doesn't it? But many of them were certainly not trivial. And yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So recommend that game too. I don't know whether we'll do another stream on it. We might return to Katadoku Pillar. But thanks to all those of you who kept us company last night. Now, what else? Let's talk about Patreon, where if you were doing Blobz Sudoku Hunt, which was our monthly competition, based on The Hobbit, of course, an extraordinary number of you managed to finish. Over 1,000 of our patrons finished all 19 puzzles. Ow, that hurt. Then that's great. But if you didn't manage to finish them all and you've been waiting for the solution videos, I think we uploaded 7 or 8 solution videos today. So they have gone live, and then we'll do some more tomorrow as well. So next couple of days there should be all the solution videos in case you want to have a look at those. And I can tell you that tomorrow morning at 10 p.m. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. UK time, we are going to be releasing a little bonus video on the channel of my solve of an Eric Rathbun puzzle. I think it's called Satellites, which I did with Cecilia, who won last month's competition. So this is the prize. We will draw the winner of the Hobbit prize very soon. But Cecilia won the prize last month and very kindly agreed to solve a puzzle with me. And that video will go live tomorrow. So check it out. And I hope you enjoy it. And then, what else? Birthdays. I know I've got some birthdays to do. Gosh, even reaching forward to get my piece of paper is it's troubling. Let me look at my list of birthdays. I will start off by wishing Hayley a happy 29th birthday. And this is from your boyfriend, Evan. I think the two of you are in California, but Hayley, it's tomorrow your birthday, isn't it? And you're going to Utah to the Sundance Film Festival. So I think Evan is planning on celebrating your birthday today, if I'm not mistaken. And let me tell you, Hayley, the email we got about you was, well, it was really very lovely. Evan described you as an incredible person, brilliant, radiant, talented, kind and honest, and his greatest advocate. He also said you were completely out of his league. But he's very relieved that in the 6 years you've been together, you haven't spotted that yet, which I think is such a nice thing. I mean, that's such a lovely way to think of your partner. So, and Hayley, he's planning chocolate cake with honeycomb ice cream today. I think you're. I think Hayley knows she's got a winner there as well. So anyway, Hayley, I hope you enjoy the film festival tomorrow, and many happy returns for then. And I hope that your day with Evan today is grand. Next, we'll turn our attention to Louis. Louis, it's your birthday. I know this because your girlfriend Emily wrote to us and said I should wish you happy birthday from her and also your cats, Blinky, Lion and Pickle. Yes, I do like the names. Is Blinky one of the ghosts in Pac-Man? I mean, we even talked about this on the stream last night. I'm not sure I can remember. But apparently, Louis, you are also getting chocolate cake today, so it's going to be a good birthday. Many, many happy returns. I think you're the main watcher in the house, aren't you? But Emily sometimes will tolerate it rather than watching Netflix, if I remember rightly. Hope I've got that right. Next, Trey. Trey, it's your birthday. Now, Trey didn't make it easy for me to detect his birthday. I was provided with a mathematical equation involving the triangular number for 10. But I think I've deduced, Trey, that you're 56 today. And I know there's chocolate cake. Chocolate cake sounds quite nice. But there's also chocolate cake incoming. So, Trey, I hope you enjoy your chocolate cake and it's suitably well iced. And then finally, another lovely email. Zach. Zach, you've turned the big 4-0 today over there in Kansas, and Zach has been subscribed to Cracking the Cryptic since April 2019. That's a year pre-COVID and a long time before the Miracle Sudoku, which I suspect many of you may have discovered the channel through. And Zach, I was sorry to hear, well, I know you were a high school Latin teacher and were sort of thinking about extra classes involving Sudoku and puzzles, but I think there were budget cuts or something, and that's no longer what you're doing. So if anybody needs a motivated Latin teacher, drop me an email and I will pass your details on to Zach. I can tell you that Zach sounds a terrific chap to me, and Zach, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday today. And I don't know whether you're getting chocolate cake, but I hope you are. And with all that said and done, let us turn our attention to Marty Sears, The Heat Between... Why did I do that? The Heat Between Us. I wish I had some deep heat on my shoulder. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Entering correct digits may clear fog somewhere in the grid. No guessing is necessary. Okay, so this is dynamic fog of war, which means, let's say we solved this digit. I think it would clear the fog from that cell, but it might clear the fog from that cell as well. Whereas in classic fog of war, the way it works is if you deduce this cell, it clears the fog from the sort of neighbouring cells around that cell. But I think this is dynamic fog of war. And as Marty writes, no guessing is required. So some people don't see the point of this, and they sort of would guess to reveal what's behind the fog. That is not the idea. Marty will have constructed this so there will be a solving path that we have to unearth ourselves. It's like going on a treasure hunt. In this puzzle, coloured lines are edge thermos. These run along cell edges. So that must be these things we can see behind the fog. Any cell edge covered by a thermo contains a thermo spot. Yeah, okay, so I can see that there is a sort of spot there, isn't there? A sort of smaller circle. The value of a thermo spot equals the sum of the digits in the two cells it sits between. Values of spots along a thermo strictly increase moving away from the bulb, which is the large spot at one end. So that's a bulb, that thing there. Oh, I see, that's also a thermo spot. Right, okay, I see that's very carefully worded. Each thermo is a different colour, and they don't overlap or intersect each other. Right. So we can see a bit of this one. What's that saying is that you add up those two digits, and that will give us a number, let's say 10. Then these two digits would be the next, well, that's the next spot on the line. So those two digits would add up to more than 10. That doesn't have to be 11. We could skip digits out, and then those two digits would add up to more again than whatever that added up to. And that is all the rules. There's no more scrolling to do. So they are all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now the first thing that seems very strange to me here is my colour blindness. And unless I'm very much mistaken, these are the same colour, aren't they? So didn't it say that these have to be the same thermo? Let me just go back and check. Each thermo is a different colour. Yes, okay. So this is a great big thermo. And yeah, okay, so it's interesting, isn't it? So the way that this thermo connects up is not, it can't involve any of those squares. And I wonder if that's why these squares have been revealed sort of ab initio. It's forcing the thermo to go over the top of the grid. So, okay, I'm not sure, but I wonder whether what this is playing on is the number of possible different pairs. So if we think about it, the minimum on these sorts of thermos, we're always adding two different digits, aren't we? So the minimum a bulb could be would be a 1 and a 2, which would add up to 3. And the maximum a tip could be would be 8 and 9, adding up to 17. So I am suspicious about this. Let me go to the pen tool. And let's just try and create the shortest possible thermo that would obey the rules. So we go there. I don't think we can go there, can we, if the thermos can't overlap or intersect each other. So maybe we go there, there, there. Now we might be able, could we go there? I don't know, maybe the graphics don't allow that, because if we did go there, maybe we would see a bit of thermo sticking down. I'm not sure, but let's say we could go there. Then we could go there, there, there. Now, I do not believe there is a shorter thermo we could construct. Now, the question is going to be how many pairs we've got along that thermo. So if we went 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, it is 17. I was about to say, when I counted this one, I was going to say, no, there's too many degrees of freedom. But I think I did get to 17 there, which is really, it's actually not going to give me a digit even, is it? But it's quite exciting. So what I'm now claiming, yes, okay, so that there is ambiguity in terms of the shape of the thermo as well, because all we have to do is be efficient. What do I mean by that? Well, we have to connect this bulb to this tip in an efficient way, so we aren't going off a wandering. We aren't doing up that. We can't do that sort of pattern because we're going to run out of numbers. But what we can do is make sure that we could have done that, I think, and even that, because that's still efficient, I think. In the sense that we have to go north, then east, then south in the minimum number of steps possible. So perhaps that and that would also work, or that and that and that might also work. Let's just check that I'm not totally misleading you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yes. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is delete this because we don't know what's under the fog. But we do know that this is a 1-2 pair and this is an 8-9 pair. And we do know... Oh no, yeah. So I do get a number, but it's the wrong way round. That's bizarre. Yeah, okay, so this domino adds up to 3, so this domino adds up to 4, and it can't be double 2, because for Sudoku reasons. So it's got to be a 1 here, I think. No fog cleared. Is that... That might not mean it's wrong. And then this is going to be a 3, I think. Oh, no. 3, 4. This is going to be 5, so this is going to be a 2. Boom! Boom! This is going to be 6, so this is a 4. This is going to be 7, so this is a 3. This one's going to be 8. Okay, well, it's not 3, 5, because we can't put a 3 on either side. So it's either 2, 6, which would have to be 2, 6, or 1, 7. And that seems to have both possibilities. And then this one, 8, this is going to be 9, isn't it? So 2, 7 or 8 would be the options for this square, and then we can't see. Well, I think it might have to go here, because because we worked out it had to be efficient, so it can't go off for wandering. A north trip now would not be being efficient because it's gone too far north. So I think that has to be the next thing, and that has to be a 10. Oh, but we don't know anything about it really. So it'll be 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7 or 4, 6 in some order. Okay, and does it work the same way here? So we've got 17. This is, yeah, 16 must be a 7, 9 pair. So that must be 9. That must be 7. I'm still not clearing any fog. That must be 8. This adds up to 15 and has a 7. So that's an 8 by mathematics. And that does reveal... Okay, so it was a sort of pyramid. It was a very symmetrical pyramid. The red line. Now this 15, this is 14, so that's 6. This is 13, so this is 7. That's going to get rid of 7 from here, look. Which gets rid of 1 from here. So this has come right down. And then here, this adds up to 12 without using 7. So it's not 5, 7. It's either 4, 8, which would be 8 here, 4 here, or 3, 9 would have to be 3 there and 9 here, and obviously it can't be double 6 for many reasons, including Sudoku. Now what's this? 12, 13 was there, so we're going backwards now. So this is 11, and that's going to be a 2 or a 3. And this 10 domino here is not 3, 7, so it's either 1, 9, 2, 8 or 4, 6. Bobbins, okay. And now what do we have to do? Do we have to think about the yellow line? Probably. Although... Right. Yeah, by... that's weird. That's weird. This is a 1. Okay. Yeah, there is a sort of thermo property, isn't there, between what do I mean by that? If digits share a cell is what I'm thinking. It's sort of set was how I saw that. So if you look at this domino, this orange domino, we know the sum of these two digits is greater than the sum of those two digits, because this is lower down. This thermo spot is lower on the thermometer. It's closer to the bulb. But this digit is common to both of those dominoes, so it's a bit irrelevant in terms of the size. All we know for certain is that this digit must be lower than 3 in order that this spot is lower than this spot. And this can't be 2, so it's 1. That's beautiful, actually. That's classic Marty. Oh, this is better. Look, that's 2 now. So that's not 2. This is 6, I want to say. Oh, not 7, 6. This is 7, because that's got to add up to 9. Oh. Oh, that looks a similar colour to this sort of yellowy orange one. Maybe a bit more yellow. Unless my colour blindness is misleading me. Oh, it's going to be something to do with how this works, isn't it? I've just got to figure it out. Let me think. Maybe it's Sudoku. That's another very, very open possibility that we might be having to deal with. 7s I can see are quite restricted. 2s are restricted. And in row 6 we need 4, 5, 6 and 9. Ooh, I don't really like that very much. That doesn't seem to be very helpful, does it? I don't necessarily even want to pencil mark that. That's so horrendous. Okay, so I think it is going to be something to do with figuring out how these digits operate together. So we can see that whatever this digit is, this digit must be lower than it, because again the 1 is common to this thermo and this thermo. So these two are in a sort of normal thermo relationship where this is lower than that one. And in fact the 1 is also common to this one, isn't it? So there's a weird, okay, I've got to show you this because I find it interesting. That is a real thermo, with this being a bulb. So okay, so let's think about that then. So whatever this digit is, that must be higher than it. And what did we say this was? 4, 5, 6 or 9. So this is 4, 5 or 6, I think. It can't be 9, because then this couldn't be higher than it. So this digit is higher than this digit. So that is 5, 8 or 9. And then whatever this is, this digit is higher than 3, which is actually going to be forced to be the case. Oh, 6 in this box is slightly restricted. It's got to be in one of those two positions. Okay. 7 has to be down here by Sudoku. And whatever this is a thermo. 1, 3, but then that is going to be higher, isn't it? I can't see how it's not. I don't know actually. I'm stuck. Sorry if this is oh what, hang on, that adds up to 10, doesn't it? Is that somehow restricted? Not really. I don't think so. Anyway, let's just put the possibilities in. It's not 3, 7. So, well, I think it could be 4, 6. I'm not seeing why that's not possible with a low digit in this position. Otherwise, this is 8, or oh, it's 8 or 9. Okay, it's not 9 actually, because a 9 here would put a 1 above it. Maybe it can be 8, 2, 8, 9. Oh, that's that's so silly. Okay, that's lovely actually. Right. This is not 8. This is beautiful. I mean, I laughed. I shouldn't really laugh. I shouldn't move. I definitely shouldn't move. But this can't be 8. Because remember, this domino adds up to 10 and this domino adds up to 11. So if this is 8, this is 9. And those should have the same value to make that maths work. They'd both have to be 2. So actually this is 4, is I think what we're learning from that. So that's 4, that's 6. Now is that going to clear fog? No, not as much as I hoped. That's not 4 anymore. Okay. So, how has this helped me? Please have helped me. 5, 6. This is 5, 6 or 9. 10. Oh, I see that I can do Sudoku. That's now become a 3. And what does this? This is 12, this one. So this is a 9. So that is now 11, which is a 2. And now, where's 8 in this box? 8 is in the middle. Good grief. And I get left with a 5, 6 pair, which might be resolved. Let me just have a quick look at that. What do we need in the... oh, where's 4 in row 6? It's there. So that should be 9 by dint of an arcane process. That fair-weathered friend, Sudoku. 9 is in... where's 9 in this box? I think it's there. So where's 9 in box 3? I don't know is the answer. These, those are not 3s anymore. 1, 2 and 5. This is 2. This is a 1, 5 pair. So we might be able to get these digits. 7 and, not quite, 7 and 8. And 1 and 5. 1 and 5 we can do. That's got to be 1. That's got to be 5. Whoa! Oh yes, that's another line. Definitely. No, that I can see that's more yellow than this line. This is more orange, isn't it, this one? Okay, can we do Sudoku? Is Sudoku going to help us here? Do we know... I know that's not 7. Because of my sort of fictitious thermo that I was talking about, that goes from here to here to here. This digit is lower than that digit, so that's not 7. This, if this was 6, this could be 5. Then it would go 5, 6, 8, which I think would work. So I think that is 5 or lower, which is 3 actually. It's only 3 or 5 because it sees 1, 2 and it sees 4. Okay. And therefore, what do we do now? Well, it's all going to be about this somehow. I mean, this digit is definitely higher than this digit. So whatever this is, that's at least, if that was 4, that's the minute. If that was a 1, 3 pair, this is adding up to at least 5. That's adding up to at least 6, at least... oh, actually, that's adding up to at least... actually, that's adding up to at least 9. The lowest that can be is 3. And if that is 3, doesn't that have to be 1? Oh, hang on. But this one... so the thermo that's sort of running up here is from here to here. To here, isn't it? Because this digit is common to those dominoes. So I need this to be higher than this. And this digit is common to those dominoes. So there's a sort of, there's a weird virtual thermometer that's running like that, I think. I'm not sure if this is how I'm meant to think about this puzzle, but that is how I am thinking about it. So the lowest this digit can be is 3. And this has to be more... I see, that's not very interesting. That could be 4. It's not under much pressure. Look, all the digits bump up and down when I press that. Can you see that? Is that my eyes? It seems to be true though, doesn't it? Okay, if this wasn't 3... it can't... yeah, it can't be 8. Yeah, okay, if this isn't 3, it's 5. And there is a 3, 5 pair in this column. The way I'm seeing that is... ow! I think 5 works. But if it's not 5, it's at least 9, and it can't be 9 because this needs to be higher than it for the reasons explained before. So there's actually a 3, 5 pair here. And this digit must be really tiny, mustn't it? It's got to be 1 or 4, I think. Because it has to be a Sudoku digit that's less than at most 5. And it can't be 2 and it can't be 3. So 1 or 4 into this square, 3 or 5 here, but then that one's under a bit less pressure. Okay, so how does that help me? Does it help me at all? It probably does somehow, doesn't it? I've just got to appreciate whatever the point is that. So if is it something to do with this having to be higher than this? Where's 2 in column 5? Oh, that digit. I know that digit. That's it. It's Sudoku, of course. There's a 2-7 pair down here. And now we can ask the question, where is 9 in column 5? It has to be at the top. That didn't reveal any fog, though. And that's not interplaying with any of the dominoes on the yellow, what are they called? Edge thermos. So, well, okay. So how do we do this then? Is this in some way obvious? I probably what I meant to do. Oh, I'm going to have to move slightly. There we go. Probably what I meant to do is think about, is there any other way of interpreting these dominoes? That one is common to this one and this one, isn't it? So we know this digit is higher than this digit as well. And what can that digit be? The answer is a lot of things, I think. I mean, that can be 1. If it's not 1, it could be 4. If it's not 4, it could be 5. But it couldn't be 8, because then this would have to be 9. So this is 1, 4, or 5 as well, and this is higher than that. But now 8 in this box has been restricted to this domino, which means 8 in column 4 is right down at the bottom. I bet you if I look at these digits, I'll find there's a naked single or something. Let me just check that. I should do that, shouldn't I? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh gosh, you nearly can place 7. You can't quite do it, but you nearly can. Good grief. I mean, this digit is 4, 5, or so. That digit's 4, 5, or 6, I think, by Sudoku. Oh, I see. Right, so 8 and 9 are locked into the bottom of column 4, for what that's worth. 1 is definitely on this domino. So the maximum size of this domino, if you just look in the column at where 1 is on the top domino here. So this, if this was maxed out, it would be a 1-5 pair, which is 6. So this has to add up to less than 6. So you can't put 5. Yes, this has to be a 1-3 pair now. Just looking at the options, gosh, Marty, this is clever. Because we can't, if we put 5 up here, which is an available digit, we'd have to accompany it with 1. That would make a 6 total, which we couldn't beat on this edge thermo total here. So I think that is 1-3. Now, does that do anything? It might not do anything at all. Because this will axiomatically beat that total. 3 is almost in a corner. Oh wow, you're kidding me. If that was 3, that would be 5. So this would be a 1-4 pair. 5, 514, and we wouldn't have put... Oh, that doesn't work. I see. If this is 3, that becomes a 3 by Sudoku in box 2, but that disobeys our thermo. Because along our green thermo, this digit has to be higher, and it wouldn't be. It would be that digit if that was 3. So that's 1. There we go. 1, 3, 1. It's not clearing any fog, which is slightly discombobulating. Oh, but doesn't this have to be 3 now? Because again, if we've got 2 choices for where the 3 can go, but I think if it goes in this position, we need this digit to be lower than it because of these 2 dominoes, and it can't be. So the 3 goes here, which means that's a 5. It's still not clearing any fog. Right, but 1, 5 here is 6, so this can't also add up to 6. So that's got to be 6, that's got to be 5, that's got to be 4 now. So this thermo is going 4, 5, 7. And these squares are what then? 5 and 8, I think. And we can... Okay, well that's quite a high number. That's 13. So this is more than 13. 14. So it's got to have 9 on it. If it didn't have 9 on it, you couldn't get up high enough because 8 is not available. In fact, the maximum you could put on this would be a 5-7 pair, and that's only 12. So 9 is placed there. Nah, I thought that was going to clear the fog. 9 is... No, 9, I don't think it's placed over there. It might be, but I don't know why. 3, 5... Yeah, I think this is ambiguous now. And this is 13, so this is at least... It's at least a 5, isn't it? So it is 5 or 7 only, that cell. But I think either of those would be sufficient for this thermo to work. Oh, there's a 6 here, thank goodness. Okay, and we must know what these digits are now. 1, 3, 4. It's not resolved. 1, 3, 4, that's not 1. And in this row we need 3, 4, 7. Please. Ah, naked single time. That is a 7. Didn't clear fog. This row's done actually. That's 4. That's 3. No! What have I done wrong? There's nothing else to do. Everything's finished. Oh, there must be something I've missed here. What is it? Where? If that's 5, that is better. So that's 7. That would be 8. That's... Oh, no. Sorry. Look, that's 9. You've got to include the middle domino. So 7, 9. If that was 5, this would only be 8. So that's got to be an 8 to be higher, and that's got to be 5, and that's got to be... So, thank goodness for that. 7. Goodness me. Right, now 7 goes over here. We've got a tiny little thermo here, which it's only got 2 thingies. So this number has to be more than this number by the logic, because this digit is common to that domino and that domino. So effectively, there's sort of that definitely can't be 2. It's got to be at least 8. So that is an 8 or a 9. But that's rather pretty again, isn't it? If that was 8, that would be 8 by Sudoku, and those 2 digits would be the same, and that's not possible. That's what we just said, is this is definitely smaller than this. So that is 9. Oh, good. Okay, that's revealed fog. Or to be more precise, it's revealed white cells. Now, what does that do? Does it now matter? It doesn't matter now. This will always work. So is it going to be this thingy? So along this thingy, what we're saying is this digit is definitely lower than this digit. Right. Well, okay, this digit is not 8, is it? I think it could be a 6. That's the highest it can be. If it's not 6, it could be 5. It can't be 4 or 3. If this is, no, it can't be 2. So this is 5 or 6. So this is lower than 5 or 6. So it can't be 5. It's 2 or 4. No, it's not. That's beautiful. This is a 2. Naked single. No, it's not really a naked single. That's a ludicrous thing to say. But I think it is a 2. I think that's all it can be. Oh dear. Didn't clear fog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. No, it's not resolved. Okay, so we're going to have to do some pencil marking. 4, 6, 8, 4... hang on, I see. This 2 is getting rid of a 2 pencil mark. So we place 2 here. We place 7 here. We place 7, 8. Does that do it? 4, 6, 8 in this column are a triple that's left over. 6 is definitely up here in box 1, so 6 is not on this one. So this becomes 4 or 8 only. What about this column? 1, 2, 5. That's 1 or 5. 1, 2, 5 down here. Have I used up all of the edge thermos? Which I think I have, which suggests that it's just Sudoku now, which is a terrifying thought. 5, 8, 9, that's 5 or 8. This is 5, 8, 9. If that's 5 or 8, does that tell us anything? I'm not sure. Oh, I see. This is 5 or... Oh, there we go. This is 5 or 6 by Sudoku in row 2, and there's a 5 therefore here. So this is 1. So this is now a 2, 5 pair at the bottom of the grid. 5, 6 pair. 3, 4, 8. Oh, this is a naked single 3. Marty, what are you doing to me? Making me do Sudoku in my state. How could you do this? That's a 3, I think. Oh, bingo. Boom. That was good. So something new's been revealed. I'm not going to even dare to turn my head to think about that just yet. This is 4 or 5 by Sudoku. Yeah, okay, so I mean, again, I think the way to view it is when you get these sort of step ladder effects, we've got to make sure that there's an inbuilt thermo from here to here, because this digit is common, so this can't be 9. So that has to be 9 in the box. And therefore that's 9, and that's become 8. Now this can't be 8, or the totals would be the same. It'd be 17 and 17, so that is 5. That is... Oh, there's another... Oh, goodness me, I tell you something. I'm glad that one didn't come up earlier, because the difference between those two colours is fairly unclear to me. 4, 8... 4, 6, so this is 5. Okay. Oh, we don't know that one, do we? Okay, we could still get a 3 in the corner, though. Down here. 3s, 4s and 6s. And 5 here, so we get another digit on this thermo. Actually, we get a few digits all of a sudden. And we know that this digit has to be lower than this digit using our principles, don't we? So this is 1 or 3. Which you think would do something, but no. And we know this digit, whatever this is lower than this one, because this digit is common to that domino and that domino. So let's just work out what this digit can be from a Sudoku perspective. 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 6. So it's definitely not 1 then. So it's 3 or 6. And this digit is lower, which is 1. Is that right? Oh, that's going to knock 3 out of that corner. If that is 1, which is what I'm making this 6 to give this the maximum flexibility. I know this is lower than 6, but I don't think it can be anything other than 1, looking at the options from a Sudoku. So I think that goes 1, 3, 1, 4, 3 over here, 6 in the corner, 8 here, 4 here, 4, 6, 6 here. It's done, isn't it? 5, 1, and if that haven't made a mistake, that's 7. That's a beautiful puzzle. That is such an original idea, just executed so beautifully. I really, oh, that's right, that's good. I really like that, Marty. Gosh, look how many solves it's had in less than 2 days. Goodness, well, that is a testament to the genius that is Marty Sears again. Marty, thank you very much for amusing me and diverting me away from my shoulder. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.